Hello and welcome to Upstack America's Oracle EBS Financials Functional Training. My name is Bob and I'm the lead senior consultant for Upstack America. And today we are going to discuss the end month process for the General Ledger module or the GL module. Okay, today we are going to discuss the end month process for the General Ledger module or the GL module. Like I said previously, as an Oracle Financials functional consultant, you have to understand the month-end processes. Even though you'll be hired as the person to go and configure and set up the system, you will still need to understand what the end users of the system do on a day-to-day basis, so that in case they have any problems or issues, you can be able to resolve them for them. Okay, that's why it's very, very important to understand these processes. All right. Now, as far as the General Ledger module is concerned, there are some things that you need to note. One of them is that the General Ledger should be the last module to close. Why? Remember, every other module sends transactions into the General Ledger. Okay, so you don't really want to close the General Ledger first, and then you still have other modules that have not closed yet, and those modules will have to send transactions into the General Ledger. Okay, it makes sense to close your General Ledger as the last module. All right. Now, before you start closing your GL, you have to make sure that the next period is set to future enterable. Okay, unless it's at the end of the year. All right. So before you start closing your GL, make sure that the next period is set to future enterable status. Should be future enterable status. Okay. Now, as far as the GL end month process is concerned, we can split it into two. All right. One is the weekly, and then we have the monthly. Okay, so on a weekly basis, as part of the GL end month process, you reconcile your balances from all your subledgers module and any other third-party systems that are sending transactions to your General Ledger. Okay, so on a weekly basis, you reconcile your balances from different modules: account payables, receivables, cash management, fixed assets. And you you reconcile also with the transactions that are coming from other third-party systems, okay, that are integrated with your Oracle EBS system. Okay, as part of the weekly process, also you'd have to enter any manual journal entries. All right, because it's not always that transactions will come from the different modules or subledgers. The transactions can also be entered manually in the GL module. Okay, so as part of the weekly tasks, you would have to enter those manual journal entries. All right, or journals, sorry. On a monthly basis, you would have to enter and post any manual journals. All right. Also, there may be any, reversal journals or anything like that. You would have to enter and post them in the General Ledger module. Okay. The other thing would be maybe to run the journal import program to pick up any subledger entries that have been sent from the subledger modules. Okay, or any other third-party feeder systems. All right, because those transactions would be sitting there in the General Ledger interface table. All right. Interface table, I've talked about this in my other classes. All right, so you'll get to know exactly what an interface table is. And I think if you've already done the GL module, you probably have encountered this concept of interface table. Now, optionally, you can run your evaluations. Remember, in GL module, you do evaluations. We also do translations, consolidation, and generation of mass allocation journals. Okay, all right. So you optionally do that if you have to do that for your client. All right. Another thing that you do at the end of the month is to run the monthly analysis and reconciliation reports, okay, so that you can do your reconciliation. And then of course the next thing would be to close the GL period. And remember, we say GL is usually the last one to close. Okay. Now, what are some of the end-month reconciliation reports that you can run from the GL? One of them is the journal entry report, and you use this report to review your journal activities for the period. Another report is the account analysis report. This report is not mandatory, but it provides supporting documentation for your month-end close. All right. There's also the general ledger trial balance report. This report is not mandatory, and it also provides you supporting documentation for your month-end close. All right. And then also you can use your FSG reports, okay, which can help with analysis and any financial reporting. All right. So that's pretty much it about the end month process for the general ledger module. I will see you in my next class. Thank you. Goodbye.